morning, good peeps. How are we? Ooh, had fantastic meeting the other night to watch Joe Bartosz interview the marvellous Aqua Reindorf, which was tremendous fun and also very informative in regards to the recent clarification of the law by the High Court. Also great to meet with so many individuals. Saw Mole at the door, yay! Mary, some of the WRN, Heather was there. Also met the lovely Rosie Duffield, tremendous. So a fantastic time was had by all. So important, isn't it, to get together in real life? I think it makes all the difference in the world, and it reminds you you're not alone, even though you feel that you are sometimes. So let's get started. Good morning and welcome to all Nazis and those of the far right persuasion. This is just stunning, right? Police Scotland compare hundreds of thousands of ordinary Scots to Nazis in latest gender row. How you doing up there in Scotland, right? Is it the Fourth Reich? Is that what it is? The Fourth Reich? Is that what it is? The Fourth Reich is taking place in Scotland. The force is embroiled in scandal after a document was circulated which stated that the belief there are only two genders was a key feature of the Nazis' ideology. I mean, what the hell do they think they're doing? Police Scotland was blasted after comparing hundreds of thousands of ordinary people, and especially women, to Nazis in internal documents, as reported by David Walker, the politics reporter in the Scottish Daily Express. Oh, God, I just can envision it. Can you imagine what it would be like? It would be like the Two Ronnies thing. Do you remember the Two Ronnies thing, the worm that turned? Diana Dors with the head Nazi. And now the force is already under fire for allowing male rapists to self-identify as women and be recorded that way depending on the circumstances. And now the organisation has compared feminist campaigners who oppose transgender policies to Nazis, with a document circulated which said that the gender binary, the belief there are only two genders, was a key feature of Nazi ideology. Right, okay. What? Do you remember? I don't remember Hitler saying anything about that, do you? When he stood there on the podium screaming his bleeding horrible head off. And genders, there are two! As Goebbels going, he's off message! And Himmler, well, don't look at me. I don't know. It's just extraordinary. Right. The Daily Mail reports that this was written by a cop or a member of civilian staff with responsibility for liaising with gay and transgender employees. Don't put gay. It's got nothing to do with gay people, right? Nothing whatsoever to do with gay people, who I don't imagine have ever considered the Nazi regime's attitude towards gender. Ava, where are you? These absolute leftist nut jobs, right? The document focused on this month's Trans Plus History Week. What's Trans Plus History Week? What's that now? Is it they've had to enhance the brand? You know, like they do like with Fairy Liquid and stuff like that, where you suddenly go, the best Fairy Liquid yet. Now it gets rid of all the stains and grease. Yeah, you said that about the previous one. What's different about this one? Trans Plus History Week and stated, a time when anti-trans rhetoric is on the rise, we can send a clear message. Trans people have always been here. No. This week was founded in recognition of the anniversary of the Nazi raid on the world's first ever trans clinic in 1933. Books were burned as part of the Nazis' targeting of queer communities. It's just surreal. Who's teaching them this crap? Has anyone told Malcolm Clark? It's just rubbish. Gender binary was a key feature of the Nazi racist policies. Right now, the gender critical movement has a strong voice. Is this movement an echo of how past hostilities arose? And does it mean we have failed to understand the lessons from history? Right, okay. So women are going, I don't want this bloke in my space, right? And the Scottish police are going, it's all right, careful, she's Hitler adjacent. How do you know? I saw her building a concentration camp at the back. The Hitler adjacent dinosaurs with their crochet and their poetry. Just stop it. So, in other words, what they're saying is that the gender critical movement and people like you and I, particularly in Scotland, rhyme with Nazi history and the persecution of millions and the death of millions. No. It's your equity-driven nonsense that's going to cause the death of millions. There are thousands of women in Scotland who campaigned against the Scottish government's attempts to allow trans women to self-ID as women. Because they're not women, they're men. And access safe single-sex spaces. Really? Oh, right. So these men need safe single-sex spaces, so you're going to put them in with the women. Just shut up. They even won a court case. Oh, they even won. Gosh. They even won a court case which confirmed that there are only two sexes in the eyes of equality. Well, there's only two sexes, full stop. No matter whose eyes you're using. The police document echoes Stonewall material, which insists that Trans Plus History Week is a date deliberately chosen is the anniversary of the Nazi raid on the world's first ever trans clinic. It wasn't a trans clinic. What the hell are you talking about? It's absolute rubbish. The Institute of Sexology, a foundation carrying out research on gender and advocating for LGBTQ plus rights, had its library burned. There was no such thing as LGBTQ rights at that time, and they weren't researching gender. They were cutting up people to see what happened to them. You bloody lunatics. Critics lined up to blast the force for even allowing this document to be sent around. Scottish Tory MSP Murdo Fraser said, "It's unbelievable such outrageous language made it into an official Police Scotland document. This is deeply offensive comparison. People with concerns about the SNP's flawed gender self-ID plans shouldn't be vilified for standing up for common sense." Dr. Stuart Waiton, a sociologist at Abertay University in Dundee, said, "Transgender activists are inclined to use hyperbolic statements." This is not hyperbole. This is lunacy. This is like, they're coming to take me away. Hoo-ha, hee. Get the white coats and just take them away. This one that attempts to associate today's gender critic with Nazi Germany is a particularly embarrassing example. Well, heil to that. That Police Scotland allow activists to promote extremist ideology on their communication system suggests we have a serious problem in this country. Let's hope the Chief Constable apologises and involved in contested... Sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Let's hope the Chief Constable apologises. That's all I can say, because that sentence makes no sense. Police neutrality existed for a reason. The sooner it returns, the better. A Police Scotland spokesman said, "The content does not reflect the views of blah, 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 blah." You just think common sense has left the room, right? We're being run by utter morons who think men can be women, and that people like you and I are proto-Nazis just waiting to jump at the chance to invade Poland. I don't know why, but this reminds me of, what was that Mel Brooks film? To Be or Not to Be. Do you remember that? When he's dressed as Hitler and he comes in the room and starts singing, "Oh, little piece of Poland, a little piece of France." So, Terven and related personages, gay men who have reality as their central cause, gather together as we begin the Fourth Reich. And on that note, see you, girl. I'll see you later.